now down to the nitty gritty, because we've had just a few spirits in here. If you think about yourself, and then think about you have at least 2 guardian angels and 1 spirit guide, plus every, excuse the word, dead relative, every fairy, everything. It's no wonder it's hot, because we weren't the only ones dancing, okay? Did anyone else feel like they got stood on, but there was nobody actually standing on them? That's probably why. You'll notice the temperature goes up and down as well. Now, just to do a little bit about the medium side of things, again, I'm very different, as you can notice, from a lot of other people. I'm just me, and that's all I'll ever be. And I'll never forget that, because it's important, just to be yourself. And I won't push that hard enough if you're not getting the message right now. So tonight, what I do is a medium show, and everybody's seen a medium show before, yeah? Okay, so it's sort of funny, it works a little bit unusual. I don't actually read you guys, I read up here. Make them all stand in a line. Yeah, that's nearly like a Coles system, but not really. They just all stand in a line. So I make them one at a time come through. Otherwise they jump in and then they get cranky because somebody's cut the line and all sorts of things. So, and they do have an ego, okay, because that's why you know if Uncle Johnny was not a very nice man down here, and he gets up there and I said, oh, he's a beautiful angel man, they go, yeah, get right and go away, that is not him. So they do come through with things, quietly tapping their toes at me because they're very getting a little bit antsy now. And Cameron's going to let me go over time, aren't you, Cameron?
Yeah.
Yes, very good. You can never contain
Everyone
the
doesn't mind staying later.
Yes, good fairies. Okay, so also as well, don't ask me why, but sometimes they'll come in twos, and it'll be a particular thing. They might go, you're a Gary, I'm a Gary, let's go together. You know, they might want to do that. I was in a show in Bundaberg, and I had a husband and wife sitting with each other. And I'm like, okay, and I've got like, say, a Norman and a Grace, and they're like, yes. I'm like, okay, why am I seeing 2? And they're like, oh, well, my father was Norman and Grace, and my mother was Norman and Grace. Like, the 2 that were married had the same parents. I went, isn't that going to tell you to run a mile? But anyhow, so you can't always know, you can't control it, you just have to go with it. And I've learned very quickly, you just have to go with it. I don't just do as I'm told, I say sometimes. But they're very loving, and their messages are very, very strong. The other thing is too, I may come with the connection, I'll tell you about who they like, what they look like, or what's happened to them, and then I'll point you out in the audience. So actually, can we just have a little bit more light so I can see a couple of people in the background? Don't want you to run away. I always joke around with people because they say, oh, hello. I always say to people, when you, if you see me, I will be looking up and around and moving my eyes, they kind of move, okay? But don't do this, because you won't see them, only I will see them. But some other people who may be able to see them, but usually when I'm in the connection with that, usually I'll be the only person that can see them. But you may pick up feelings about that as well, which is good. Sometimes there might be a double connection, okay? There might be one person that has the same thing as the other, or they think they're the same. We might work with 2 connections till we find the correct connection, okay? Don't be surprised, you will forget your name, your husband or your wife's name, how many children you've got, because I will ask you questions, but I will make the statement first, okay? What was it the other day I was talking to somebody, I said, oh, why do I see a rat running around? They're like, oh my gosh, because we were just talking about the granddaughter. And she went, oh, my granddaughter wants to get a rat and I don't want it. And so her grandmother was saying no to the rat. But anyway, I see on Facebook, the rat won. So, anyhow, the rat, she wanted a rat, and the grandma up here was not happy about it. But anyhow, see, they can't control everything. We have a little thing called free will, so they can't come down and interrupt and take over your life. So that's why it's important to ask for help too, so that's an important thing to remember. Okay, the other thing is too, sometimes you might have a connection and you may not want to hear it. That's okay, put up your hand, say it's my connection, I think, but I don't want to talk about it. That's fine, because I had a lady in Toowoomba, and she had come through, her friend's mum had come through in this car, and she was skidding around. It was exactly the same car as what she had, and I'm going, okay, she's telling me 1, 2, 3 shots of Jack Daniels. And she's like, no, my mum never drank. She's going 1, 2, 3 shots of Jack Daniels. And she's like, no. And I said, okay, don't know what's going on. Sometimes it just happens. Well, the lady next to her, who wasn't connected to her, came up and went, oh, do you think that could have been me? Because I had 3 shots of Jack Daniels because I was so scared of coming in here. It's like, just put say that's my connection, because sometimes it's a bit hard to understand. They come up with all sorts of weird and wonderful things. You'll see me look sometimes a bit like Ghost Whisperer. You do have to rephrase sometimes what some things they say to you. So, but yes, look, you get things like that. I've had people where one lady was sitting there and I was talking to her and they tried to be a bit smart, so they put like 3 daughters over here and she's over here, and I was talking to her and I said to her, okay, so, and everything was coming through and I said, right now, she wants to talk about 3 daughters. She's like, no, and I'm like, well, she's not giving up, it's about 3 daughters. So you'll see when I get stuck on something, they won't let it go. We have to move with it and find what the connection is, or it always turns up anyway. So she said, no, and then there was 3 giggling girls over here, and I said, oh, they said, can we say something? I went, oh, yeah, and I went, Mum, what are you doing? We're sitting over here. And her response was, those 3 daughters. Oh. Have you got 3 other daughters? Okay. So don't get panicked, don't get worried. If you say the wrong thing, it's quite normal, okay? Okay, so what I'd like you to do is just relax a little bit now. Just want you to take a couple of deep breaths in. And I want you to think about who you'd like to call in tonight. And unfortunately, I'd love to read for all of you guys, but I'm not going to get a chance to, so we're going to let a few connections in and see where we go from there. Okay, just breathing in and out. Great, relaxing down now. Okay, you can open your eyes. Now, if you do have the connection, can you please speak loudly enough for the others to hear, because otherwise it gets pretty boring if they just hear me all the time and can't hear what you're trying to say, okay? So that's really important. Rightio, so I got my first one here, and she came through to me today on the way from Brisbane, from Sunshine Coast to Brisbane. Oh, by the way, that's where I'm based. Sorry. So one of the things that I can see here, she's come in forward for me, and she was very, very, a beautiful young girl. She's got longer sort of, mousy sort of brown coloured hair. She's only about 22, and I keep wanting to go up into this section up to here. I'm going to you, sir, right there with glasses on. I'm looking, oh, it's you, is it? It's got the 22-year-old girl. She's passed. It's something to do with a car accident. Yes, she's standing near you. She's standing in there. Has anyone got that connection? It's right next to you. 22-year-old girl. She's got mousy brown hair. She's quite young, very beautiful. She was in a car. Something to do with a car or a car accident that came through. Yep, we are going back to there. I'll ask her a little bit more as we keep going, because they usually do that. They'll come in, and sometimes it'll take a little while for the first connection, but it'll be quite good. I keep getting told. Okay, so have you got a sister who's lost somebody? Okay, so who is you got the brother that's lost you got the brother that's gone over, yeah? That's you. Okay, right, so we're in the right section. Okay, I'm just coming back to you in a minute. But I just want to see if we can find the girl that's here. It's just coming back into the section. And I want to keep coming back. Is that you right in the back there? 22-year-old girl. She's got brassy brown hair. Might not be in your immediate family, but somebody that you know, because she's coming through. Okay, anyone can make that connection, because I just want to check first. No, 22, 22, 22. She keeps coming into you now, ma'am. There's one little behind there. She's like, what are you saying to me? Your brother's getting antsy, but I'll talk to him in a second. Okay, because she keeps saying 22, I was in a car accident, I was driving along. Something to do with texting? Who's the person that was the texter? Well, yes, you. What was that? You didn't say anything? No, okay, sorry, I thought you said, oh, that's me. Okay, rightio. Well, we'll work with this, because we're going to come back to it, because I know she's here. She's standing right behind you, in between that lady there and between that man right there, standing right in between. She's right behind you, sir, so that's why I want to keep going between you and that lady that's there. We'll come back to it. Who is it? You know who I'm talking about. 22-year-old girl, killed in car accident, something to do with tar texting. She's got mousy brown hair, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the family. She keeps telling me, she keeps saying it. Have a think about it, because I know I'm going to be coming back to there, okay? Because it's very important. I want to come to your brother, sir. What's his first name for me?
Daryl.
No, what's your brother's first name for me?
My brother's Glenn.
Glenn, okay, rightio. 50, 40, 50. How old was he when he passed? 44. 40, 50, 40, 50. Why am I going 40, 50?
54.
54, that's right, okay. So they'll give me numbers sometimes, and that's why I keep going through there, 40, 50 or 54 or 45. Usually it's one of those 3 things, okay. I'm just asking how he's passed now. Okay, a lot of tightness that's into the chest there, but there's also seemed to be a sickness that was with him as well, yes? Okay, right, because he keeps talking about, okay, I want to go back to 44. 44 was just before he got the sickness that kept coming in, yes? Yeah, okay, right, yeah, good. Does everybody, you know, sorry, you'll hear me confirm anyway, but we don't have another microphone, do we?
Oh no, I can't walk.
No, that's all right.
Speak loud if you're in the crowd.
That's all right, he's good, he's nodding his head, people can see, okay, very good. So he keeps also telling me too, there was a lot of stuff that was happening into the chest and into the shoulder area here, but I know that there was problems that came in with the heart, but that's because of the sickness, yeah? Okay, rightio. Because he keeps talking about there was an abnormality that was in his blood and there was an infection that was in his blood, yes? Right, okay, rightio. Because he keeps talking to me, all tightness around the chest, so there's a lot of trouble breathing, everything else that's happened there. Okay, I want to go to, okay, and he keeps talking about the stuff that's going on down in here as well, yeah? There was other stuff that was going in there. Is this prostate cancer, or what was the sickness? It was cancer, but was it in prostate or in this area that's here?
Prostate.
Yep, okay, rightio. So there you go. So he says, hey, I'm glad to see you're here. Now he's up here about your house. It must be, are you living alone? Are you living alone, sir? No? No? Because he keeps talking about the house as like it's a bachelor pad. Because he keeps talking about there must be magazines and papers and stuff like burnt. Are you cleaning out a room at the moment? Because he keeps talking about the room and it's like, that's a mess. So they tend to do that. So what was the house that was nearly like a dongle or a caravan? Where was that? Because he shows me a house that like it's lifted off on blocks or something. Where's that house? Was that the house he was in, or is that?
That's the house I was living in.
Okay, right.
On top of Tugan Hill.
Okay, right, yeah. Because he's up there. He likes being up there. He gets to overlook the world, which makes sense to me now with what you said. Okay, because he says, I'm glad that you're around. Now there seems to be something. Were you not in the same place when he passed? You're in a different area from him, or different?
Different area.
Different area, yeah. Because were you not with him by his side when that happened? Because you just left or something had happened? Yeah, okay. Because he said, I needed you to go because I needed to let go. And he says, I love you very much. And you know I wouldn't be caught dead saying that. Sorry, excuse me. That's what he would say. And then I go, that's a terrible pun. But sometimes, see, I should have filtered that, sorry. Sometimes you just say it. Yeah, not happy, Gina, I'm sick out. Sorry, only joking you. Yeah, you and him had his differences before. Now he wants to talk about, so 1, 2, 3, 4, again, 4 in the family and 1 passed. Yeah, was that right? 3 in the family and 2 passed? Do you know?
No.
No.
1 part.
Yeah, there's another.
My father, that's all.
Okay, right, yeah, because he keeps talking about the 2, 3, 4 and 5, so 5. I suppose 5 altogether maybe. No, 4, no, he's talking 5 kids. There was 3 and then there's another one. Yeah, okay. Sometimes we can have, we might not know it, but we do have miscarriages or we have bleed outs or different things that can happen as well. So, and back then they didn't really talk too much either, so you might not know about that. Now, you were the one that was, did you have holes in, oh, you probably didn't know, holes in your heart? There was something wrong with your heart when you were born? Who was the one that had the troubles with the heart that was in the infant? Sorry?
My sister.
Your sister, okay, right, yeah, because he keeps talking about that she's grown stronger and she's gotten better. I know there has been other troubles with her. Let's not get into the money situation, he said. Sorry. Okay. He just says that very much that he loves being around and seeing what you do. He likes the book you're reading at the moment. What's that? Okay, that's why the book is here. Okay. What is it called?
I've just written a book.
Harmonic Time Travel.
Ah.
Tracy wrote it.
That's funny because I was seeing all the psychedelic colours, but I didn't figure that. Okay, yeah, very good. He says, I like it a lot, especially page 67. What's on page 67? Do 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 do. 67's missing. Resonance. What was your word tonight?
Bigger?
What was your word tonight?
Love.
Love. Oh, because that was resonance, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's on the page 60.
This quickener is on soul.
What's that mean? Tell me.
On soul. Oh, it means you've hit the right note.
Okay. There you go. So, yes, which means he's telling you that's a good book. You've hit the right note. Good on you, buddy. Okay. Thumbs up. Who was the tobacco chewer? Was he the tobacco chewer or you? You chewed tobacco? Or was it your brother? Brother, yeah. Because I can smell the mint leaves. He thought the family didn't know when he chewed it on the mint leaves. But every time, because I can hear, so your mum's passed over, yeah? Your mum's passed over? Okay, so who's the other female figure that's up there that's looking over? It's a mother figure over him. She's with him.
Grandmother.
Okay, yeah, because there we go. Because she keeps going, he used to always think I didn't know, but every time I smelt the mint leaves, I knew he was smoking. Okay, anyway, we'll leave her in the background. We do want to get around to a few more connections, so he just wants to say, yeah, thumbs up. Thanks, buddy, for being there for me, but it was my time to go. I had enough. And you knew that.
Thank you.
And I just had to, and it's hard because I just want to explain a little bit as I do when I do all my medium shows, is explaining that when you leave, it's like we have these cords that are attached into them, so when they go to cross over, it's a way of loosening those threads to let them go, because we don't know, nobody wants to let go of their loved one, but even though we might say we want to let them go, it's very hard because we know it's going to be the last time. Did you do a smoking ceremony for him? Because he's talking about the fire. Thank you. Okay, right, yeah. Thank you for that, sir. I like that. I never call anyone sir, but he wants me to call you sir. It means he thinks a lot of you. Okay, very good. We're going to move on to the next one, and I just want to keep going because I know I'm going to go back up there. The girl is not left from up there, and I'm just going to leave her be for a little bit. We do know it's in the back row. Okay, rightio. We're just going to make that and try that again with that connection because I know she's up there now. She's walked up the round, along the back and back. So does anybody know of a family member who has passed of 22? It was a car accident and maybe it had something to do with the texting because she's showing me she's texting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. 5 years ago. Think about it. Have a think for me because I know she's up there. It seems to be a connection to the family. Might not be somebody who's close, but I know she's up there. This is what happened with the bloke who was the cyclist up at Sacred Om, which is where I work at Sunshine Coast. And it was so funny because the lady was a medium. She's like, I didn't want to rob the energy from everybody else. And I'm like, he doesn't. It's not your choice. He comes down, they want to talk. This is what they do. And, but anyhow, we will figure that out a little bit more. I'll try to work with her a bit more, but I want to keep moving on now. Okay, I've got an elderly gentleman that's here. He's got sort of whitish grey hair, around 60, 62, but can be around that 60s age, okay? Keeps talking to me. Okay, there was somebody who had passed in the family with a stroke before, but he is also with the heart attack connection. I want to go up to you, sir, and you behind. Who's that? Keep going up into that corner there. Sorry? Where am I?
Heart transplant.
No, I can't. Oh, I can't see right up the back. Sorry. I might be psychic, but I can't see. Heart transplant, white hair. How old was he when he passed?
About 60.
60, 62. Was there stroke in the family as well? There would have been somewhere there. But anyway, we'll keep working with that. What's his first name for me, please? Sorry?
Doug.
Doug. Okay, very good. I'm thinking, I know his dad. Doug. Sorry. It's a bit echoey up here. I feel like I'm listening to myself. Sorry. They're having a go at me now. Okay, I want to come into Doug up there because he keeps standing in there. Why has he got connection to you sitting down there, sir? Ma'am? Sorry? Yes? Why is he sort of up there leaning on your shoulder? I don't know. He might just like you.
My husband passed away at 60.
Okay, that's why they come together. What's his name? Sorry?
Tui.
Tui, okay. Okay, Rose, we had bad nose, or there was something all on the nose.
Play cricket.
Okay, anyway. We'll just leave him to the side for a second, we'll come back to him. See what I mean when they jump queue? Oh, you're a male that's same age, let's go. There's still another connection that's in there, we'll figure out what that is. Have you got the family that's got the stroke in it as well? That was a ghost. A ghost from the deep.
The ghost.
Just a lady in there.
That's all right.
Turn it off.
Okay, so anyway, so we'll keep talking right up to the back there. Oh, the pussycat's back, that's good. Okay, so I want to talk with Doug first because I know your husband's very strong and we will talk to him in a minute. Okay, rightio. I want to talk about Doug here. Doug keeps talking to me about, so it was the heart transplant, but then that's not how he passed, was it? No. Okay, don't talk too much. Sorry. Okay. And he was good. They're both about the same height. Can you both just go up to here and say about the height? Yeah, well, I think you're about the same height because I see them both at the same height. Funny thing is too, they don't actually have feet when they cross over, so they sort of like wisp off into nothing. So, what are you two having a giggle up there about that? Oh, okay, rightio. I was thinking, nice and close there. Okay, I want to keep talking about him because he wants to keep coming down. He's just pushed to your side just for a second. He said, you'll be, wait for a second. Okay, so, okay, I'm just seeing how he's passed now. Oh, and there was lots of hip problems and problems that were into the back area that was here because I'm really, really sore that's in there that he keeps showing me. Yeah, yep. Okay, and then it keeps coming on about, okay. Okay, rightio. This was quite sudden for him, yes? When he passed? Because you... Yes, but they thought there was still like another 2 or 3 months ahead? Yeah, okay, rightio. Because there was a problem with the misdiagnosed... I can't say the word. Diagnosed. There, that he had seen one doctor and they didn't pick it up, is that correct? Yep, okay. And what was the problem with, that was just underneath the skin, what was the problem there? Was there a cut or something? There was an infection underneath the skin there? I might be going. Yeah, that's all right. No, I just want to keep coming to you because he keeps talking about the sore point that was in here. What was going on there? Yeah, you're probably right. Might be IV drip. Yeah. Okay. Bugged him, and there's pain. That's sorry. And there was pain down in here as well. Why do I get photography and stuff around him? Because I just get like he just loved like the art of life. What did he do for work? Definitely not a photographer then. Yeah. Okay, well no, I love it when people try to fit things for me and I thank you so much, but he keeps showing me photographs and they're artistic. Did he go on a trip or was there stuff that he was, what's with Kakadu? Is that you, Kakadu? Did Terry go to Kakadu? Why am I getting Kakadu then? Don't know why Kakadu? Because I'm seeing pictures like that, like as if he was in the Northern Territory.
The phone giving feedback.
Oh, okay. It's all right, lights flicker, things happen, it's just pretty normal. Okay. He wants to say, he wants to talk about you, and there must be 1, 2, 3 sisters, is there? Who's 3 sisters? 2 sisters and yourself, is it? And a brother. Yeah, I haven't got a brother yet, sorry. 3 sisters, okay, 3 sisters, 3 girls and 1. You won't fix it. They love to play. They love to play with me. Not him, them. I usually freak people out. Lights are flickering, and I'm like, it's okay. That's why I say don't look around. You'll not see them. They won't jump out and frighten you, because otherwise we're going to have, how many have we got here tonight? 80-something exits outside the store. I'm sure you don't do any renovation. Okay, I want to keep coming back up to you. Sorry, I do that as a bit of light humour because I'm actually talking to them at the same time, just being tricky.
Another kitty.
Yeah, another kitty cat. I like the pussycats. Okay, so he wants to talk about, there was the 2 and we're waiting for 1 to come, is that correct, before he passed? There was two there and 1 to come. Were you the one to come? Okay, rightio. Sorry. Why am I hearing like you're my little Betty or you're my little, what? What he called you? Well, I just get like nearly something like 2 words. Like really, and I want to say like Betty Boo, but it's not Betty Boo. You're my little. So are you the youngest? The oldest. Okay.
Little Dolly with a hole in
I don't know. There's just something like I can't quite hear it. But anyhow, that's all right. We'll keep moving on with that. Okay, because he wants to talk about how it was very hard because I know you had something else that was on and that you were meant to be there. Okay, rightio. And he wants to talk about your husband. Where is he?
He'll be next.
He'll be sorry? Okay. Rightio, okay. Because I'm just going to say, where is he? He's hiding. Because he's on the other side, yeah? He's crossed over, yeah? Where is he? Where is he? Okay. Okay! Always in trouble. Bring it on, bring it on. Okay, we're going to thank you for putting me in the crapper. Okay, well, it kind of makes a little bit of sense, but anyhow. He says you've grown a lot more than that, and your butterfly wings are here. You cannot, and this is why you cannot sleep on your back and sleep on your side and your tummy, and I can guarantee you nearly 90% of you here, who can sleep on their back or the side, who can sleep on their back? Handful of people. You got tiny wings, okay? But majority, I'll tell you what, my husband doesn't have any wings. He's an auto electrician and he works in the mines and he sleeps flat on his back and sucks in the air and chops wood like there's no tomorrow. Which I love because he is completely opposite to me. Anyhow, did you like that diversion? It nearly worked. Okay, because he's like getting up and he's like, come on, I want to talk this time. Okay, right here. Okay, so he wants to talk about him and he's just said, look, you've grown now, you've grown so much more, and it's time for you to really embrace yourself. He likes that you've changed your wardrobe too, because you used to have a lot of dark black and navy and all sorts of stuff, and she's actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces, white pieces in your cupboard. Yeah, there's like 8 pieces of white clothing in your cupboard, and the rest. I don't like your wardrobe, it's a bit messy. I can see your wardrobe now, there's stuff, yeah, squished and everywhere. Okay, moving right along. Okay, and just for everybody's sake, they see you all the time. We are their heaven, okay? This is what they've got to do. But no, they do not see you pick your nose. No, they do not see you having sex, okay? I just want to clarify that. Because it's like a V-chip or something, you know, if you put a V-chip into a television so that it turns off so you can't watch any violence. If when it gets to that part, they just see colour. And they feel, no, there's happy feelings. But that's about it, okay? So don't get worried about that. He says there's a lot of stuff being sorted out with that. Have you moved out or have you moved on or where? Okay, rightio, chugging along. Rightio. He says just you need to be careful with yourself. He's saying you just need to look after yourself. Don't try to push things. Don't try to get the answers now. Just because you make a decision doesn't mean it has to happen now, but you need to be careful about yourself. You need to look after yourself because you're not eating, and he's saying that to you. He said you're, the stress is worrying you a little bit. But he says, I'm here, darling. I'm with you all the time, and that's all you need to know. Now he's embracing you a little bit with a hug behind you, so if you get chills, that's okay. And you'll get chills tonight throughout the audience when I'm talking about things, you know, when I've brought up connections, that's letting you know what's true, what is being said is true or correct. He thanks you, he gives you a little kiss on the shoulder there, and then he also wants to talk about okay, so now we were in the group together, weren't we? Yes, okay, there you go, out of my group. And you did say you had a son, was it? Okay, very good. Who's 19? No? No, that's the other lady. How old's your son? Okay, rightio, because he says they love you to bits, and don't worry about what other people think. Just follow your heart and do what you need to do, okay? This is love and blessings to you. Now, Tui's really just, I'm here, are you listening? Okay. So there's a very big strong connection to him and into family to do with war and war connection, is that correct? Yeah, okay, right, because he's just really strong and really stood tall. Now was there, like you said about his nose and stuff as well, but he's also showing me too that there was problems with eyesight, and was there some lesions on him as well? There seemed to be like sores or something that was on him before he passed?
Oh, yeah, well, he was so
okay, right, because he just keeps talking to me about the bloody annoying. They were annoying, they were itchy and sore and all sorts of things. Okay, so how old was he again when he passed? He was 60, okay, rightio. Yes, he just keeps coming through and he says, I'm so proud of you, Duck. Duck. I'm thinking, don't call her old Duck. Why is that? What's with that name?
Duck.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you're my like Ducky, my duck. I loved you. You'd put up with me when nobody else bloody would. I was a whinger. He said I loved it because grandkids were a big part to him, like family. He loved his kids so much. And was there one of them that had, two of them that had a bit of weight issue when he was around? Or there was something wrong, a self-esteem issue? Cause because he says, that's the two younger boys, is that right?
Well, we had two, but we had 20 foster kids, so it could be
Oh gosh, okay, rightio. That's why he's showing me, okay, rightio. Because there's one too that had something to do with a mobilised scooter or had something wrong with their legs. Who's that?
Oh, that was his auntie.
Okay, rightio, because I've got, yeah, okay, rightio. Because as soon as they start opening up all these extra doors, I go, come back to where we need to be. Otherwise they go, oh, guess what, you know, they want to talk about this person, this person, this person, and by the way, I've got this person, this person, this person with me. And you're like, okay, rightio. No, he just wants to say thank you very much again for being here, and they will come through. Because I can tell you right now, if you haven't seen somebody for a long time, what's the first thing you're going to tell them? I love you, thank you for being there. That's why it comes through every time. It's not because it's just a generic thing. Okay, but they do, and he loves you very much for that. Really didn't like the wheelchair at the last stage. They're not the type of wheels I would have liked.
From the airport to the plane on the wheelchair, and he hated it.
Oh yeah. Okay, now why do I see an old Jeep? Because he's driving around in an old Jeep up there. Yeah.
He was a golfer, it was
Okay.
a golf cart.
Well, no, funnily enough not. Explains why I saw golf balls in the background before, but I didn't want him to go there. No, I just like an old sort of Jeep, but it's like all done up. But that may be where he's enjoying a bit of time in the kingdom of humanity, getting to do what he wants, because it does look pretty slick. It does look pretty cool. Again, another person that's a thumbs up. You know, he's this really down to earth man, so I really like that. He says, you keep looking after those kids of ours. So I know he's saying that you've finished with that part, or you've downsized, or you've finished with that?
They're all in New Zealand and I'm over here.
Okay, rightio. He goes, you'll never be far from them and you'll never be far from me. And just a little trick to what he's showing me is showing the rainbow connection from his heart to yours. And I want everybody else to know that you can do that for anybody, whether they're somebody who's passed over or somebody who's lost or on the streets. You can always send a rainbow connection from your heart to anyone's. And then you've got to see it all come back to you. So it's a really nice way to do healing that way as well. But no, he loves you very much and thank you. Okay, I'm sorry, I do have to move on because I just, how many we're doing? Okay, one more. Lucky last, lucky. Well, we're pointing, are we? We're down to pointing now. Okay, why don't we just do that? Because I will say, and you all know, see, they cut you. They cut you off when if you go to say something. Please tell me the first name of the person you'd like to connect with.
My little grandson, but he's alive.
Sorry.
He's totally alive. He's just born.
Okay, because I want to go to, there's another little boy who's 4 years old, that was who I was heading to.
Okay.
It's something to do with the water and the drowning. Up that way. But there's also another one up here. Yeah, who's had the drowning with the 4-year-old? Or a young child that's had the drowning up that way? You have a connection, yeah? Is there another one that's over here too? Who's got the connection with the person or the child that's passed over from water? Don't try to hide. There is somebody who's there as well, but I do think I will go to you, but I want to go to this little one here first. So tell me his first name for me.
Zen.
Zen.
Zen Tiger.
Okay.
He hasn't passed.
No, I know that. I can read for you when you're alive. I can still do something with the others. A lot of people get scared as soon as I start talking to people who are alive and they're like, oh, that means they're going to die. I'm like, no. Okay, there's lots of troubles here with him and I get a lot of pain that comes straight into the hip area that's here with him. I feel like he is, what they're showing me is, he had a lot of trouble coming out. Did they have to bring him out early?
Yeah, Jesus sees it.
Yeah. Okay, because there's something wrong, like his bones feel like they're disjointed or into the hip area here, that there seems to be a lot of trouble. And there's also some form of growth as well. What was that?
Oh, he's only a few weeks old. I think he's healthy.
Okay, because there seems to be a problem. His mum wasn't a smoker or anything like that? Because I feel like the hips are like, there's something going on with the hips there. So just to keep an eye on that. But look, there's also some form of growth. So there must be a mole or a birthmark that's quite predominant with him, yeah? You don't know? Okay, rightio. Because I just keep getting told that he's, yes, he's quite a bit of a star child, if anyone knows what that means. So he's here to do amazing things. Big eyes, you'll see that's there as well. But there is something to do. You have to ask whoever, this is your grandson? So have a look, because there is a really strong birthmark, or one that will come stronger as he grows along. And I wouldn't be surprised it's not in this area here, actually, because he's quite strong on that side of things. Big connection to horses as well. So is there any question you'd like to ask about him?
No.
Okay.
And you want to ask me anything?
Well, we've got plenty of time for that later on. There's lots of things he'll ask you. I do want to go to the connection with the boy, sorry, that's drowned, if that's okay. Can you tell me just his first name, please?
Can't remember.
Okay, rightio.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. I might see if I can.
It'll come to me.
Sorry?
It'll come to me.
Okay, rightio. Because I just get a little boy whose connection is about 3-4 years of age. He's got sort of sandy blonde type of hair. It's quite I want to say the word rugged cut. Does that make sense? Bit like my hair tonight. Sorry. Now he keeps talking to me about how. Okay, what's to do with the fence? Like he fell over the fence. Yep. Okay, rightio. Because he keeps talking about that. Blue T-shirt. Yep. Okay, rightio. Because he keeps talking about. 1 minute I'm here. Next minute I'm gone. Oh, okay. So do you know a lot about the circumstances? Okay, good. Because he keeps talking to me about how he slipped over the fence. Now, is this where's the connection to the rural? Does he rural? There's things property and stuff like as well. Okay, rightio. Because I want to go that so this is just an ordinary wire fence we're talking here. Goes, sorry? Yes, sorry. I can just hear myself. It's very unnerving. Be quiet, Julie. Voice is my head. Sorry, you get used to me. Yeah, because he keeps talking about how he was going through, fell through the fence. Okay, and why have I got mum and dad in 2 different areas? Where are they? One. Yeah. Okay, rightio. Where's the connection to New Zealand?
I don't know.
The father's connection, as far as I know, there's a connection to New Zealand. I can see them there behind as well. Okay, rightio. Okay, because the wire fencing, it wasn't done properly. Okay, 1, 2, and 3 steps, and we're in. Okay. Sorry, they do get a bit specific about things. He says, I fell and I slipped and then I just was gone. Okay. Now, I get muddy and clear water, but just bear with me for the moment, because I do feel like there is, so this has happened near a dam, is it? Is that correct? But is there a pool not far from there? Okay, so this is what he keeps talking about. Because 1 minute I'm saying here, he's at the dam, next minute he's like looking like this, because there must have been a near miss with him. Only weeks.
Yes, I believe so.
Looking into the water or doing whatever he is, looking at his reflection, but this in particular was with the dam. Okay. Yeah, and is there one and 2? Everything's going in the 3s tonight. Is there 3 brothers? Is there, or who's the how many?
There's 3 kids. Yes.
3 kids. Okay, rightio. 2 boys and a girl. Yep. Okay. 2 girls and a boy. Back the other way. It's usually one or the other. Because he keeps saying, and so he was 3. He says it was silly of me, but I was there and slipped. Were the brothers or the sisters meant to be looking after him, or what were they doing? Because he's like, I was following them, or I'd gone to where we used to always go.
Yeah.
And then it's just slipped and gone.
Yeah. Grandparents.
Right, and then and pop. Yeah, he says it's not their fault. It was my time to go. Which is hard to explain to some people, but it's the ripple effect, and I always talk about what people learn from things that happen, even the hardest of ones. But he just keeps talking about how it happened really quickly, and then he just said, I went in and I just, and I've just explained to people, because they want me to explain this part, is when we are going through something like that, and you know, like even if it's somebody who's being, as such being, whether they're being murdered or if there's something that's happened to them, you actually detach from your body. You're still attached by the feet, but it's nearly like you watch yourself, and your body goes into automatic pilot, okay? So they may be the person that goes, please help me, or please spare my life, or screaming, help, help, help. But it's not necessarily them. They are out of the body, and when in their soul contracts that they do, they may go, right, in my soul contracts, this is what I want to learn, but this is where I'm going to give up my body to help other people understand things and change things, because it started to change law and started to change things already. So somebody's working in the law system to get things changed. Okay. He said, I like talking to you. So you must have brought him through, did you, to somebody else? To the family?
It's a very close friend, and
You've had messages from him before?
I knew. The moment she posted on Facebook, I knew.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why he's come through.
Yeah, okay, because he says, I like talking to you, listen to me too. He's turned around like, you know, sorry.
Yeah.
In a joke. But anyhow, he said thank you for talking to Mummy, because you've obviously had contact or talked and all that sort of stuff. And he says, I know it's hard, but I needed to go because they needed to move on. There must have been another tragedy not far from that area, because he's just saying we needed to break the cycle. It was like there's something needed to be broken there so they could move on.
His dad killed himself.
That one there, yeah. Is this in the shed?
No.
Okay, so what's with the big shed that I can...
There's a connection to it, yes, I get.
Okay, righty, okay. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about, because yes, it makes sense. He's the very tall man that's right next to him.
Yep.
Dark hair and a cap.
Yep.
Okay, righty, because he just says here, sometimes I have to feel like I've got to reach him. He's so tall, but he looks after me. Okay, rightio.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what was his? You don't remember his first name, the husband's name? It's not a Darren or I get a
Something like that.
Yeah, the name that's coming through there. But he just keeps saying to me, it wasn't. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there was near miss with him too. Is that a tractor or something that nearly fell on him? What was that? There was near miss with him before, and he said something to do with that as well. Yeah. Okay. He says, I'm here. I've got my son. He's with me. I know she'll never forgive me, and that's okay, because I'll always love her. Uh-oh, Giggly's up in the corner here. That's that connection up behind there. Okay. I told you there was some sort of connection with the 4-year-old up in here. Okay, rightio. Rightio. So I just want to leave that with you. Okay, he is very much around you, so keep listening to him, keep giving those messages on. It's hard for the husband. I also get stuff with him as well. Why am I getting like gas feeling? How did he pass? Do you know?
He drove his car into a tree.
Did he? Okay, rightio. Because I'm getting gassing from car as such, but relaxing. But was there drinking beforehand, you know? Yeah, that's why I'm so relaxed. Okay, rightio. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to have to wrap up, or the camera's going to boot me out of here. But I really want to thank you all, because it's amazing that you guys open your hearts and souls to allow us to be here today and do that, and especially these two beautiful little white doves over here, Mr. and Mrs. Happy. I'm going to nickname you now. No, Mr. and Mrs. Perfect, wasn't it? I like Happy. I'm changing it to Happy.
Not perfect.
No, nobody's perfect.
Amazing.
Except for you. You are. I like that. But no, I thank you. No, I'm only pleased. You get used to me. I thank you very much, everybody. And Marie and I are very excited that we've been here tonight and been able to share in your inner circle here. We feel very blessed to be like that and to be here. And I know I'll be back sometime. And I know I'm bringing my sister and my mother and everybody else with me. So, but thank you again. Has anyone got any questions?
Do you know much about your own life?
My own life?
Yeah.
I wish. I do. I know a lot about my life, but I have to learn lessons just like anybody else. And this is why I say to people, like, you'll never, you know, it's not that you never win the lotto, but the point of doing this type of work, because I always say to people, this is who I am. I don't have a backup plan. This is it. This is what I'm meant to do. It's my passion, and I hopefully that you guys got to see that tonight. But this is something that I love to do, and I will forever do. To the man and the $3.25 chicken, to other mediums I'm guessing here, to other people and healers, and I think it's important to spread the light. But yeah, no, I wish I do, because I kick my toe and my husband goes, do you see that coming? And I go, ha ha. But he's good. He's what keeps me grounded. So I really, he's good. He keeps me grounded. Because sometimes I am away with the fairies and all sorts of stuff, and you know he does give me that balancing, and he just goes, I don't know what you do. Obviously, you know, thousands of people come to you, you get put onto television shows, you write books, you do. I don't know, something must be working. So he loves and trusts and believes in who I am, and that's all that matters. So I'm very lucky. The cat's playing with the crystal. It's so cute. Okay, rightio. And I'm going to stop talking because I know I can talk all night. Thank you very much for letting me.